All right, guys, Coach Bricks here. Say, one of the things that I've gotten over the last probably week is a bunch of athletes coming to me with these pulled hamstrings. All right, now that some of the athletes are getting back to sports, they didn't take care of the body in the when they were on lockdown. Now all of a sudden, they're getting back, they're running, they're doing all these things, and they're coming up with these hamstring pulls. What I found out with the 3 athletes that have come to see me, okay, all 3 have the pulls pretty much in the same area. All right, most of them higher up. All right, close to the glute area. And none of it has to do with the hamstring, really. Okay? So I didn't go right away. First thing I did, I didn't go stretch it. Here's something you got to remember. Where the pain is, the problem probably isn't. That's not where the problem is. All right? So if you're going right to the pain all the time and think you're going to fix it by just going to that hamstring and stretching it out, saying, oh, it's a tight hamstring, you're probably missing it. All right? You got to look at other things. So one of the things we did, I'm just going to show you one of them. All right? There's a couple things, different things we did, but just one here is actually we went to the glute. All right, so we checked out the glute to see how it is, see how it's functioning, to see if it was tight. And in all 3 cases, extremely tight on that side, so it was causing them, I think, to pull. Okay, I'm never 100% positive because I wasn't there, didn't see it beforehand. Okay, but once we did do, and we did this technique here to eliminate that pain or that stiffness in the glute, all right, that tightness, their hamstrings started to feel better. Now, instead of being out 2 to 3 weeks like most hamstring injuries or even more, my athletes were done 3 to 4 days and boom, they were back. Pretty much at 100% running. All right, we gradually built them up over the next day, boom, where we got them out to sprinting and they were pretty much back. Now, also depends on the severity of it, how bad is that pull, but for my athletes, this is what worked, this is what got them back. And so one of the things, I have my stud athlete here, Jake, who's going to demonstrate, okay? We just take a ball. All right, you can have a baseball, softball, mine's just actually a spiky ball that I use all the time, okay? So it's real simple, all right? All we do is, Jake's gonna sit down. I'm gonna position the camera here so you guys can see Jake sitting down, all right? All right, so Jake's gonna sit down. He's gonna put the ball underneath his glute. So Jake, turn to the side here so you can see, perfect, all right? And all he's gonna do is he's gonna roll it in there, all right? Typically he's gonna roll it in and he's gonna roll it to the outside where the glute meat is, all right? Getting in there in that deep muscle. Remember, the glute muscle is a very thick, deep muscle, very strong. I always call it the second most strongest muscle in the body besides behind the heart. It's so important. And we don't take care of it enough. All right, we don't do enough for it. So all my athletes, a lot of my athletes, I should say, come in, and this is one of the first things they do. They roll out the glute. All right? Like I said, we never touch the hamstring. I didn't do anything with the hamstring until really checking him out running and actually on my last day. All right, one of the other things we don't do is we don't ice. All right, so we don't do that. One other thing I'm going to have Jake do, he's going to show you a quick stretch. He's going to do a figure 4 stretch. So he's going to take the ball out. This is after he rolled it for about 30 seconds, a minute on each side. He's actually going to lay on his back. He's going to cross his leg over. All right, as you see here. And he's going to pull on his leg back. All right, he's going to stretch out the glute with the knee bent. All right, the one that's in the figure 4 position there. All right, just across the other leg. All right, you see that? He's pulling it back. He's going to hold it for 15, 20 seconds. All right, so that's what he's doing. All right, to loosen that up, to get it to feel better. If you're having problems with that, that's what I would try. First with the roll, if you're having a hamstring issue, and then go to that stretch. 15, 20 seconds, 2 to 3 times. You watch the difference to make, but like I said, ice is not your friend when it comes to these situations. I know most people still believe in it. I'm telling you, all my athletes don't use the ice, and boom, they're back. Okay? Even with their ankles. Kids don't use ice, boom, my athletes are back very quickly. All right, some of the technique we use, but it's definitely one of the things that I don't recommend with ice. It slows the process down. I've spoken on that many times. All right, try these things and let me know how they go.